Being a do-it-yourself public land bow hunter, scouting cameras are something that's very important to my process of learning an area, of gathering information and scouting. So it's very, very important to me to be able to put out cameras to learn as much as I can about public lands. Well, the problems that come with public lands are that there are quite a few people using them, not just hunters, but other people, berry pickers, and not just your deer hunters, but maybe squirrel hunters, coon hunters come through at night and so forth. And more anti-hunters are going onto public lands to try to disrupt hunters' activities by stealing their trail cameras, sabotaging tree stands and so forth. So that's something we all have to be aware of. So there are some important ways that we can use to protect our trail cameras from thieves. Now, trail cameras are sort of like gas in your truck in a way. You drive your truck, you run out of gas, you got to go get more gas. It's kind of the same with trail cameras. So you can get really upset about losing a trail camera to a thief, or you can just consider it that it's overhead, just like any other expense that you have. The problem is that when you lose the information on that SD card, that's something that's irreplaceable. So I want to protect my cameras as much as possible. There's three main ways that I use to protect cameras depending on the specific situation. One of them is by using a lockbox. Now this is actually a box that's made to protect your camera from bears, but it also works pretty well protecting them from thieves. So the way this works simply is that you use lag bolts to screw this box to a tree, put your camera in there, put the cover on it, and put a padlock on it. It's very difficult for people to steal this. They've got to go home and get some tools and so forth to cut your lock off and then get the camera out of there. So for the opportunistic thief, this works really well. It pretty much thwarts all of them. I've only over the years had one trail camera stolen while it was in a lockbox, and they somehow managed to get the lag bolt sawed off the back of it, I think with just a hacksaw blade, and sawed through both of the lag bolts, unfortunately, and I lost that camera. But it's rare for you to have a problem using this. Now, okay, a second way is something that most people don't think of, but it works pretty slick, and that's to get your camera up out of people's reach. Now, I use these covert mounting brackets that you can mount to a tree, and then you can aim your camera down so it's way above people's reach. And I simply go into the woods with one climbing stick, so I can put that climbing stick, climb to the top of it, and mount the camera up as high as I can reach. And the camera's about 10-11 feet off the ground, so somebody can't reach it. Most people cannot shimmy up a tree and undo this with one hand while they're hanging there. If they really got to want your camera, and they got to be pretty darn athletic, or they got to go find a ladder. So this is another way to thwart the opportunistic thief, by getting this camera up out of their reach. It takes some unique pictures up that high too. Most people won't even see it because they're looking around them for trail cameras if they're actually out to steal something. So it's above their line of vision. If they do happen to see it, it's very difficult for them to take it. So you just have to remember to take your climbing stick with you whenever you go to check your cameras. So mount the stick, climb up, change the SD card, take the stick back out with you. So that's number two. Number three is to camouflage your camera. Now, camouflaging the camera is pretty effective, but it's not 100% foolproof. I like to just take some plastic leaves and moss and stuff. I just bought it at Walmart, put it on the camera, and just mount the camera. And it's pretty rare for people to steal a camera when it's camouflaged like that. Nowadays they're even bringing out cameras like this Covert Black Maverick. It actually has a camouflage strap, and the strap is one of the things that people see. But as you can see, this has got a camouflage strap, which helps. Also mount that camera that's camouflaged kind of back in a tree so it's fairly well hidden, and especially put it in a place, if possible, where they can't see the strap from the back. Choose a smaller tree so the strap doesn't stick out to the sides of the camera. Of course, where you're going to put the camera is largely dictated by where you expect the animal you want to take a picture of to be, so there's always some trade-offs there. But those are three really important ways that you can use to keep your trail camera out of the hands of thieves. They really do work. Nothing's 100% foolproof. If somebody wants to get your camera, they can figure out a way to get it. But most thieves are opportunistic, and this will thwart them. So give those three things a try.